What's up, y'all? HTG, Brian back here with the end of the month game break. That's right, we're going to wrap up February, talk about past, present, and future things HTG. And I'm just now realizing that I forgot to do the social media thing. That's something I'm usually pretty good about. It's like 50-50 these days. Since Ben hasn't been an everyday viewer, it's been a lot less efficient. At the same time, right as stream was launching, I got an email for a big Volkswagen event coming up in June here in Oregon. And of course, I started soliciting Tude to come out here for the event. There's actually a couple big ones, and either one would be fun. And a worthy reason to come from Ohio to Oregon. But let's see here. How's everybody doing? Hasn't been very long since we last streamed. I do have an itinerary today. I will be going through that, and then we'll kind of hang out afterwards. And who knows? This could be a 60-minute stream. It could be a 2.5-hour stream. Just depends on how talkative and inquisitive you guys are. Last few days have been kind of crazy. We went to the beach. My wife's been teaching professional developments. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Before I get too far into this, though, before I even get to the stats and all of that, I just want to give a shout out to one of my oldest homies in the world. You guys have heard me talk about him countless times. He goes by the nickname of Arrow or Goofy Aaron, depending on who you're asking. That's Reese's nickname for him. He's been sort of like a... one of those unofficial uncles for Reese since Reese was born, and just a really long-term friend of mine. The reason I bring him up today and why I'm even mentioning it is that he is a leap year baby. So today is officially his birthday, and he does not get to celebrate those every year. As you guys know, February 29th only happens, every 4 years or something like that. So definitely big shout out and much love to him. He's actually recently started a YouTube channel. He is a big time fisherman. He lives over in Central Oregon. We often go visit him when we go to Eagle Crest every year. But anyways, big shout out, much love to my guy, Arrow. We've been through a lot. I mean, there was a year or so he was having some tough times. He was actually living on my couch back when my friend Jeff and I had an apartment. And like when my wife and I met, he was sleeping on the couch. Long time ago. Aaron's he's one of those dudes that needs to have a book written about him. He is an Olympic snowboarder. He has his pilot's license and has flown lots of helicopters, even crash landed and survived in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's a whole story that would be crazy to tell, but he would best be the one to tell it. He was a leader or a team leader at a golf course where we ran the all sorts of irrigation and maintenance. And one night we found an owl that we thought was dead. And we brought it back and put it in the bathroom to secure it. And he found out later that night after I'd left that the owl was not dead. So that was also fun. I mean, like, Aaron and I have been through tons of stuff. But again, much love to my boy, Arrow. And that said, what's up? Welcome, guys. It's February. It's the end of the month. It's time to talk about all things, well, HTG and me. And of course, you guys too will share stories and all of that when we get to the end. I've heard that there are a couple people out there that have not actually experienced a game break until today. So this is their first game break. It's nothing super fancy. We just kind of came up with this concept. In fact, this was an original idea from HTG Jeremy way back in the day. We actually have a playlist of our game breaks, and I think a couple of them didn't get added. So like not every single game break is, but the game break has been a process since we first started back in 2011. In fact, I think the first one was a holiday game break in December, which we had started in October. So it was a couple months in, but definitely been doing these a long time. The format has been pretty consistent. Even the backgrounds have a monthly theme. Haven't really changed those up in a while either. So I see we got a couple people sliding in that I had not said hi to. Everyone else that was here in the chat, we hung out. You guys don't need a shout out today. But let's see here. Macaulay, the legend, has showed up. Talal is back. What's up, dude? Amanda's out there too. You're the only Lego videos I watch. Appreciate that so much. It's crazy to think that anybody else watches any other Lego videos. Like, why would you watch it? No, I'm just kidding. you know, for what it's worth, I put a lot of time and effort into those, and I'm glad that they're being received in that way. Let's see here. Matthew Gaming's out there. Battle Royale. Woohoo! We got a €1.99 super chat from Macaulay. Appreciate that. Much love getting things started off. In fact, you're gonna bump me down, and if we get one more, if we get like a flex going or something, we could probably even bump Teflon all the way off the list. You know how much he loves that. If you guys don't know, Teflon's a good friend of the channel's, and he'll likely be here claiming to be the donation champion again and bumping everybody off. So John Doe's out there too. What up? Watching Lego Marvel free play. Awesome. Awesome. We're going to talk about Lego stuff here in a little bit. Yeah, Dragon with the flex. That's weird that your flex showed up before the super chat. We'll see. We'll see how long it takes for that to pop up, because it usually will. It's just usually delayed. But the flex showing up before, that is hilarious. Whew. All right, so, looks like Tude's messaging me. Let me clear this message. Tude says, I gotta admit, it feels right. I say it. All right, so he might be coming out here. That'd be awesome. Tude and I have never met in real life. We've been fairly decent friends for, what, 4.5 years now? So definitely would be cool to meet up with him in person. All right, so let's talk YouTube stats real quick. This is something we've been doing for a long time, and really, this isn't, you know, sometimes this gets misconstrued as like a flex, like a brag, if you will. Really, it's just sort of to check to see how things are going analytically, and at the end of the day, really, it's about thank you. It's amazing to think that over the years, we put up a lot of content and it's being, like I said, well received. But, you know, you guys watch it once and you're usually done with it and move on. But it's good to know that there's still a lot of people out there watching our content. So this is last month's stats. This is January. Now, I've been doing this the last couple of months just to kind of compare and see where we are with views and watch time and overall subs, just to kind of see how it's tracking. Now, last month, if you guys remember, things were going up, like skyrocketing up. The views were up, the watch time was up. In fact, I think we had almost 200,000 more views than December. And watch time was up like 10,000. I think we were just shy of 10,000 view or watch time hours. Now that's crazy, right? 10,000. So you'd think everything would be good. Financially, it was plummeting. It was going down. Now, I got my paycheck. It was almost exactly the same. So I'm starting to feel that no matter what the fluctuations of these numbers are, I feel like I'm on a salary almost. It's not, and it's not, I've never signed a contract. I'm not, but like analytically speaking, the YouTube machine seems to be feeding me the same amount of potential views, same amount of, like everything is really kind of within the same. So is it because of stuff I've done? Is it because the machines just feed? Like, I don't even know anymore. I mean, we did have a pretty big milestone this month. We actually did hit 200,000. This screenshot was captured 2 days ago. So live, we have a little bit more than that. Let's see here. Where are we at? Live subscriber count right now is 200,325 is what it's showing. So 320. So we've gained a few since this was taken, which is awesome. And again, big shout out and thanks to all of you for continuing to support, whether you guys are sharing the channel, whether you're viewing or whatever the case may be. Sometimes people don't think about sharing the channel, and that's okay. Not everybody wants to see our stuff. But at the same time, sometimes you're talking to another gamer friend or a family member about a potential mini kit or a trophy or achievement or something. And before you know it, you're actually talking about the channel and that we've helped you, and then they check us out. So word of mouth is very powerful, and we greatly appreciate all of the power you have been presenting, because clearly it's still working. Again, the YouTube machine is probably feeding us a lot of those, but I mean, let's see here, 1289 this month, 1230 last month. So, I mean, pretty close in the consistency there. Views was 762. So we actually dropped about 50K. That's quite a bit if you think about it. You know, watch time 44 up to 43 this month. So that's what's crazy to me too. So the retention of people watching our videos was way higher this month than it was last month. Why is that? Is it because of my streams? Maybe. But you add up the stream time, there's no way those numbers match the difference. Like, you guys support all the time. There's a lot of watch time out, but not those kind of watch time hours. So it's hard to say. Like, there's analytic gurus out there. In fact, I've been kind of on the fence. Kirsten and some others have heard me talk about it quite a bit behind the scenes. There's guys that'll do these audits on your channel, and they'll tell you how to be gooder, right? And ultimately, it's something that I could use as a tax write-off. It's something that would potentially help me. But when you look at the stats and you look at what they're breaking down, like a lot of their stuff says stuff like, you don't know when to upload. You don't know. I do know when to upload. You don't know what to upload. I do know what to upload, sorta. But right now, there's not a possibility of that because there's no new Lego games. Because I know that's what the majority of the channel wants. Most people don't want to see The Last of Us, Uncharted, get out of here with that. You know, as much as I love those games and as much as a lot of you guys love them too, the majority of the internet that's seeking help for those games doesn't think of us. And sometimes they don't even know. Now, that's maybe our bad. Maybe I haven't done a good enough job of presenting all of our stuff. I actually have right now, you guys know we have a YouTube Lego playlist cheat sheet on our website that basically has all of the Lego games. Well, I did one exactly like that with all of our playlists ever. It's pretty big. I have not published it to a website page yet, but I do have the Word document with all of the links, and I did a ton of work. I'm really good at doing like 90% of a project and then stopping. Like my list video, I got like 90% of it done and I stopped. Well, 90 is a pretty big number. I got like 60% of it done and then I stopped. So I'm going to try to get to some of that stuff. But lately, extra work has been picking up outside. I've been doing work for Woodburn High School, which is where my wife works. I've been doing work for Meriwether Golf Course, which is where my dad and brother work. I've been doing work for Liquid Loud, which is a up-and-coming cannabis spray from here in Oregon. So I've been doing lots of side stuff, which has been great too. So I just, kind of trying to find that balance, right? And then, of course, on my days off, I usually use those days to work on those other projects, but also to try to get gaming in that I don't get to play like on stream. Like not everybody wants to see me grind away on Fortnite. Nothing, right? I mean, okay, maybe you do, but there's other games that I've been playing. So let's see here. Looks like okay, the chat's good. Lucky with the flex. All right, so Teflon who? All right, so 200,000. What a crazy milestone. People have been asking me too, like, what are you gonna do for 200K? I don't know. And so like this isn't a shot at anybody or a complaint. It was probably gonna sound like one. If Nam's here, he'll make it one. But ultimately, when we hit 100,000, that was different because that was like a huge milestone. The YouTube play button, which is still hanging behind me. I don't know if you guys can't even see it. It's literally right where this heart is right here. That heart right there. There's a square box right there. That is my YouTube play button. That was huge. And I spent a ton of time digging through old videos and I put together a really sweet montage of 100,000. I included anybody and everybody who had ever been on camera for HTG over that first, 10-year period or so, 9.5, 10 years, whatever it was. So we saw like HTG Jeremy, we saw Doug, we saw Mal, we saw, me, we saw, never saw Tyler P because Tyler's never been on camera. Anyways, it was a really fun video. I loved it. I still watch it and I'm like, oh yeah. Remember that? Reese with the poo studs and like surprise all the different game breaks and like reviews and things we did. And like, it was a really fun video. And it took me like 3 months to do. I think it got like 400 views. Like I'm curious to see, let me look right now. 100K, come on. Okay, here it is. Let's see here, analytics. So that was put up July 1st, it looks like. July 1st, 2019. So almost 5 years ago. And it's got, I'm not kidding when I say this, subscribers, -5. -5. So my montage video that I did, that I love, I put a ton of heart and soul into, today has 481 views. It's lost 5 subscribers. And yeah, That's crazy. That's crazy. If anybody wants to see it, I'll drop a link. All right, shut it. Nobody wants to hear your copyrighted audio. Um, oh, Gerg's out there. So there's the 100K. Whoops. Feel free to check it out, watch it. I'm not expecting big views, but everyone's asking, are you going to do another one? No, clearly not. The first one didn't get any love. Why would the second one? And maybe it was just a bad video. I mean, maybe my expectations of what's good is very different than everybody else's. But the fact that only 400 and change watched it at all, like that was on the channel page for like 3 or 4 days when I got the 100K. Usually it'll drive more traffic, new people, old people, whatever, however they're getting, like I think does it update you when I change the channel main video? Does it say like, oh, HTG changed their main? I don't know if it does that or not. I've never seen anything like that, so maybe it doesn't. But regardless, I just didn't feel like I wanted to spend tons of time digging through footage and archive stuff just to, potentially get another 200 or 300 views out of it. So trying to utilize my time in a more efficient way these days. Let's see here. Oh, so I mentioned my wife's been teaching professional developments. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically, if you're a teacher, at least in the United States, well, I should say at least in Oregon, but I think it's a United States thing. You get your teacher's license to become a teacher, which usually takes quite a few years of school. And usually I believe a master's even, maybe not, but that's what my wife did. And as time has gone on, like every year in the state of Oregon, you need to, I don't remember what they're called. They're not credits, but we'll call them that for the sake of the ease. Basically, you need to get like 4 credits every year, every other year. So there's a rule. And so as a result, these professional development classes are offered. So my wife over the years has taken countless professional developments. And most of the time she sits in on them and she listens and she comes home and she goes, that was such a waste. Like, we all already knew everything. There's no reason why we needed to be there or whatever, right? Like, and some of them she's come home and been like, that was the most informative thing I've ever seen. I'm so glad that I was there. I learned a lot, right? So there's a fluctuation in need or want. So, the professional development offerings they change all the time. So usually they're related to like classroom management or behavioral stuff. And sometimes they're just like administrative junk, right? So all of that being said, my wife used to work, she was a co-teacher with a gal who left the school district and started working for a local third-party company that actually puts on a lot of professional developments. So they get people they hire and they create these classrooms, these virtual classrooms now, because most of them are not in person. And what they do is they teach the teachers. And so after working with this gal and her getting this job there, she reached out to Jillian and was like, hey, you'd be really good at this. And blah, blah, blah. What do you think? And my wife was like, that sounds really cool, but I'm really nervous. I'm really good with kids, but I'm not as efficient or comfortable teaching teachers, right? So ironically, that's the position she's in right now. She's a behavioral specialist, which really is not to take on the kids. It's more of finding ways to help keep the kids in the classroom by teaching teachers how to do and redirect. And there's all sorts of methods. But anyways, so my wife's been teaching these professional developments, and she did 2 or 3 last year. She's already done 3 this year. And so she's been setting up and using my setup right here. She's using my dual monitors, my computer, my microphone, my camera. Now, the software we use is very different. And as a result, I'm having to switch things around. But here's what's kind of killer is that a lot of the process that I needed to do for her to make that work is basically the same process that I need to do to stream PC games. So I know Tude's shouting from the mountaintop right now, woo-hoo-hoo! Thinking, I don't even know if he's watching, but ultimately, there's a possibility or probability that I could slide some PC games in. Now, if I was really smart, I would have actually had a game ready to go, and I could have flipped some stuff and tried to activate it during the game break to see if it works. I'll probably do a test with the mods or somebody after hours just to see. But at this point, just to be clear, I have zero plans. I don't have like a game targeted or anything like that I want to play, other than the ones that I already wanted to play. Like there's that little toy soldier game. What is it called? Hyperbox? No. What is it? Hypercharged Unboxed. There we go. Just had to actually pull up the game there. So anyways, hopefully we'll get that. I got to figure out what's going on with Bobby. He was going to play that with us. Bobby, where are you? Where are you? Let's see here. Desmond says, do you think we will ever get a yearly Lego game releases again? That's a great question, Desmond. I don't know. So some might say what I'm about to tell you is promising. Others might tell you or feel kind of troubled by this. In the last couple of weeks, there's been a tremendous amount of rollover or layoffs in the gaming industry. Sony announced they dropped a bunch of people from multiple studios across their platform. So like Sony has like, Sony Santa Monica and Sony here and Sony there. And they also have other studios that they've purchased over the years. A lot of those studios had layoffs. Now, reportedly, a lot of those were like jobs that were basically set to expire, right? A lot of them knew that their job would be to perform these tasks, and that by the end of those tasks and by this time you would probably be let go because there would be no need. And that's part of the thing with the video game industry, is that there's always this turnaround and flux. And that's something that I'm really concerned. I was talking about this yesterday, really concerned about that, because my son is going to college right now to get into the visual arts, which would potentially lead to video game development. Now, at this point, he still has a crossroads. He could get into like animation for like, movies or, CGI, or, there's still a lot of different paths he could take with what he's learning. But ultimately he wanted to get into the video game design. So we'll see how that works out. But what I was going to say is, and why I brought this up, is that TT Games has a listing up for like 6 or 7 different positions. So some might say that's great news because they're hiring. There is something actually happening there. Not all games have been canceled, but we don't know anything beyond that. Now, I would love to say that I believe that the 3 TT studios are still all open and functioning. I don't have any memory. Now, old man Brian Brain fails me all the time, but I don't have any memory of TT Games closing down any of their studios. And they had 3 different ones. They had TT Fusion, they had TT, was it South? No, TT Australia or something. And then they had TT in I believe it's in the UK. So I don't know, maybe TT Fusion was the one down. But anyways, I believe all 3 studios are still up and functioning, which they all could be working on the same project from different locations. They could all be working on independent projects. TT traditionally makes the best Lego games that we've had. Does that mean they'll be the only ones to make them? SOCOM was made by Zipper Interactive, and then Slant 6 showed up, and Slant 6 made the SOCOM. It was actually pretty good. Now, sadly, some mismanagement, Seth Luisi comes to mind, some mismanagement sort of troubled that franchise on that side, and it was not long. So Slant 6 didn't get to continue making it. So what I'm saying is that we could see some other developers making Lego type games, but we really should be kind of focusing on 1010 Studios if we're really looking for that experience that we're missing out on. I think that the closest thing we have to a new Lego game right now is going to be the Funko Fusion game that 1010 Studios is making. Now, I bring that up because, and I don't have any graphics, this wasn't planned. 1010 Studios is dominantly made up of ex-TT Games developers. Now, if there's 100 people that work there, I don't know that 95 of them all worked at TT Games, but the big names, Art Parsons and some of the other big names that were at TT for a long time, they all left to go start 1010 Studios. And I think they left because for whatever reason, whether it was WB or TT Games or something in there, it seemed like maybe they were being bottlenecked, where their creativity and their ability to do and play with these phenomenal IPs that they had been playing with, like Pirates of the Caribbean and Marvel and DC and all these things, I think they were all coming to an end. I think it all started with The Hobbit, right? The Hobbit third DLC never got released. And I think that's when the road became a little bit rougher for those people at TT. And I think they had obligations to fulfill. And as soon as they were fulfilled, they were out. But like, if you've seen that TT or the Funko Fusion, it looks great. Like visually, it's so different than Lego, but the way that they're showing it, the way, like, it looks like there's going to be like, there won't be mini kits, but they'll probably be like treasure packs, or, you know what I mean? Like there'll be something like that. And, there's no reason why they couldn't use the same formula with like 10 treasure packs per level with 3 characters being online. Like I really feel like we're going to get close to that formula. Do I have any inside info? Have I played the game? Do I know anything else? No, absolutely not. This is all just hearsay opinion based off the stuff I've actually seen, which is all available for you guys too. Now, I highly recommend following the Funko Fusion Twitter account if you're on Twitter. I believe they have a Facebook page too. Facebook isn't as good to follow with updates anymore. I think Twitter is a better informative spot. Facebook's probably easier because more people have it, but whatever. Josh is out there. What up? Yes. Yeah, EA, like a lot of studios right now, is laying a lot of people off. And I heard somebody screaming from the mountaintops the other day, well, why are they remaking the Battlefront Classic stuff? They're that wasn't even made by, I mean, EA may be publishing it, but like some other studio made that. But yeah, it's tough. And I mean, who knows if that game would have been any good? Maybe it was the first person Mandalorian game that we saw footage of, right? That looked amazing. I have no idea. It is a bummer, but at the same time, the last, what is it? Star Wars with Cal. What was the last one that just came out? I don't think that one sold very well. I think it undersold. And I think after the first one did so well, I think they ramped up their budget. And that's what sucks about the industry, is that a game will come out and it'll be really good and sell really well, and then they'll go way hard on the next version of it. And sometimes they, like, their stomach is, their eyes are bigger than their stomach, right? You just never know. It's tough. Let's see here. That's correct. Get my master's in teaching here in California. Week 10 professional. Yeah. So my wife's teaching those, and Matt, at some point, she's so right now she has, when she started teaching, her path was very different than a lot of people. She actually started off as like an assistant, an aide, if you will. Started off as a substitute and then an aide, and then she became a co-teacher. But the co-teach didn't require a degree, so then she went and got the degree and became a real, like a full teacher, not a real teacher, but a full teacher. And then when she became a real teacher, she signed an agreement, some sort of a contract with the Oregon something. And after 10 years, there's like some loan forgiveness because she's provided 10 years of service to the community, and the community has money. So at some point when that's fulfilled, she's likely going to move into professional development full time. And we were talking about it last night, and I was like, coming from the streaming and, video on demand and just upload world, I was like trying to simplify her process. Like, if she's teaching the same class over and over and over again, why doesn't she want to record it? Like comedians, right? Comedians will get a bit, and then they'll go out and they'll practice the bit a bunch, and their whole stand-up set, and then once their set is complete, they'll do like a recording of it, and then that goes out on Netflix or HBO or wherever. And so I was like, why don't you do that? She's like, yeah, but these people want to ask questions and interact. I said, so what? You could be there to interact, but you're not having to physically exert the energy and teach and say the same thing 25 times, right? You can just do it once and record it, and then you can still answer questions. You can still be there and all that. She was like, oh, that's actually not a bad. So they're going to start talking about what they can do to help refine, because she's already got, so what she did last night was for the state of Oregon, and it was offering to anybody. So like if you're Salem Kaiser or Portland or Woodburn or wherever district you're from, you could attend this. And I think her cap was 50 people. So she had 50 people last night, but they've already asked her to come back for 2 more because they have 100 plus people on a waiting list wanting to take this class. So she's probably going to open it up to 100 people because it doesn't really affect her any differently other than the questions at the end. And so, but that's really cool. So I'm really proud of her. It's really awesome. I hope that it does continue to lead to that for her because, she can teach probably 4 times a month and it would be almost the same as her salary she's teaching every day. Like these PDs pay pretty well. And I do believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but do you guys, I think, get like, I mean, maybe not in California. In Oregon, the people show up, they actually get paid money. So the districts that they work for will pay them, I think it's $50 or something like that. It's just like a fee that they get for attending. And so as long as they check off on the attendance, they get paid for it. Plus they get their credits to keep their, I think it helps everybody. But I'd love it if my wife only had to work like 4 or 5 days a week or a month rather. And you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And she's making buku bucks. I'd love it. Let's see here. Sister works with autistic kids. That's in a way, that's what my wife, part of her job entails, special needs. Let's see here. Man United, what is up? I'm watching your Lego City Undercover free roam. Awesome. 100%. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see here. Congrats, Ms. Brian. Jillian is her name. Ms. Jillian Carey. Let's see here. I guess it would be Mrs., but I still consider her young. She's much younger than me. Well, not much. She's 5 years younger than me. All right. I think I'm all caught up on the chat. So yeah, next up, we actually had, I was going to talk about headphones real quick. This was a last minute addition. Hey, Brian D. This part's kind of specifically for you. I know I mentioned it to Kirsten yesterday. So here are my sleep headphones. It does have like this little box with a couple of buttons on the front. So if you sleep like face first, you might not find these very comfortable. But I'm a side sleeper. And they have little speakers. They're very thin and they're fairly spongy. I mean, there's some plastic there, right? But it has a little bit of that, whatever it is, the fabric around it for the cushion. And so they work nice. And this right here, I think they cost me like $19 or something on Amazon. They still have them. There's multiple brands. I mean, you can get them cheaper too, but whenever I buy stuff like this, I generally look towards the top of the list. I don't always buy the most expensive, but when it's $20 versus 15, I'll buy the $20 one. I've had these for probably 3 years now, and I've only worn them a handful of times. So the last couple of nights I've actually used these because I was struggling to sleep over at the coast, and I came back, and I have this thing where I fall asleep, right? I'll fall asleep and be out cold for 10 minutes. And then I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, it's time to get up. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. And I look over and I'm like, it's 10:45. I'll leave me sleep for an hour? What? And so not even an hour sometimes. Sometimes it's like 10, 15 minutes. And then, I hate turning the TV back on or anything, but then my brain gets going and I'm like in my own head and I hate that so much. So I went to Spotify, got a Waves crashing playlist that's 9 hours long, hit play, put those on 2 nights, slept like a baby. So, the first night I woke up and I would hear the waves crashing and I'd be like, oh, there they are. And I go right back to sleep. Last night I was a little bit more aware of it. And we also had Pizza Hut. So I was having a little bit of nighttime stomach distress. We won't go into details, but yeah, it still works great. And like I said, $20, can't really go wrong. Pretty good deal. Now, on that same note, I was talking to Kirsten the other day about headphones, and I told her I got some new Shocks, and we were kind of talking about these. And I'm sure some of you guys have seen these. Not everybody is aware of these. But these are my new headphones that I got for interacting in public with people while also being able to listen to music. So prime example, I went to my mom's the other day. I wanted to watch a Blazer game that nobody wanted to watch. So I got it on my phone, and instead of blasting the audio or having to like seclude myself to just the audio or whatever, or having to put one earbud in and give myself worser tinnitus, I got some Aftershocks. And these things, they just kind of go around the back. And I, when I first got them, I was always wanting to put them on. And I'm like, why? I'm not Geordi from Star Trek, right? Like, I gotta put these on. Was that his name, Jordy? I don't even know. That was also just a pull from nowhere. So you put these on, and notice they don't actually go in the ear. So they sort of vibrate and emulate sound from these little bits here. And I found that you can actually have them about 70% on your phone or app, whatever you're using, and be sitting right next to somebody, and they can't hear it. You go above 75% or so, you can hear some sound coming from these. But I was blown away by the fact that, like, my wife can listen to a podcast and sit next to me and talk to me too, or whatever, right? Like, I mean, there's so much possibility with these. And, I tend to find comfort in music, and with my anxiety and stuff in the past, I've always wanted to, put headphones on and seclude myself, or sort of, tuck away, if you will. But I also don't want the attention of having giant headphones on, noise canceling headphones, or again, having to slam things into my ears, which I struggle with tinnitus on. And I mean, Q-tips, anything that goes in there can cause the ringing for me. So I try to stay away from that. I mean, I have some Beats by Dre pods that I use too, but I mean, I don't, now that I have those shocks, I probably won't use those hardly ever. Definitely recommend them. They're a little bit more on the spendy side. I have seen that you can get them on Amazon for a little bit cheaper. So, like I said, that was the headphones was kind of a last minute addition, just because Brian D mentioned that he was struggling with sleep, and, sleep can really mess with your everything, like your equilibrium, your mood, your ability to remember things. I mean, when I am struggling to sleep, I am a mess. So I just, that was my piece of advice out there, to check that out. All right, moving forward. This was a pretty big month, as it was the Drexman's birthday month. On the 19th. 19th, he turned a whopping 5 years old. I have a couple of short videos. So before I click the button, there's audio. I think I've got it calibrated. Mods, if it's crazy, let me know. Chat, you can spam the chat too and let me know if it's terrible. If it's fine, don't bother commenting anything. But if it's bad, low or high, let me know. But the first one is of our kitchen. He gets his toy. He's really hyped, and he picks it up, and it's kind of heavy, so he drops it. But the second one is our kind of our living room, where Reese's computer and stuff is. But more importantly, why I'm telling you all this is that it's Drex's window. You sort of get to see the window, you get to see the couch, and you can tell where he spends most of the time, because the couch is trashed on that side, which is why we haven't gotten a new one yet. But anyways, Drex's birthday. Here we go. Somebody gonna get their birthday present?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Drexler. Happy birthday to you.
Murder, murder, murder. Oh.
What is it?
Is it heavy?
So it was like an apple with like a bunch of like worms in it. And then it had like the apple core and stuff that you could pop out of the top. He was pretty hyped, but it continued. So he went into the front room, and this ensued. You can see the light coming from the top of the screen. That's where the window is. And he spends like 80%. He's in the window right now, I guarantee it. And that's Reese's computer glowing there, his messy desk.
What?
What?
Mom's teasing.
There's his window. See, he wanted to go look out his window with his toy. What a foo. He's always a delight. Like it's crazy to think that, we've had him for 5.5 years now. Wait, is that right? He's 5, so we can't have 5.5. 4.5 years we've had. 4.5 years. And it's like insane to think like how you guys, some of you remember that first week, those first 3 or 4 or 5 days, I was like trying to talk myself out of it. Like, people get dogs all the time that they don't know they can care for, and they take them back. Like, I was like trying to like convince myself it was okay to like try to refoster him, and boy, so glad that never happened. So glad that never happened. He's brought so much joy to Reese. He's also brought a lot of poop that Reese has had to scoop in the backyard. That's a whole nother story. But you know, he's been a lot of fun. Now, there are a couple of flaws. Like he definitely has a predatory drive. He's got that cattle dog herding and like squirrels and stuff, like rabbits, cats sometimes. It's almost I'm a little concerned what would happen if he like got a hold of some of those things. So far we've been really careful with him, and he's only gotten away. He's only gotten away once. Technically, I thought it was twice, but that was a whole nother story. You guys remember that? When I had to go out into the garage to grab something, and when I went out in the garage, apparently he snuck by me and went in the garage. And so I closed the door not knowing he was out there, and like freaked out because last thought I had remembered, he had been out in the backyard, and the back door to the backyard was open. So I thought for sure that's where he was. And when I went out there, he wasn't there. I freaked out. I went all through the house. He wasn't in the house. Freaked out. Called the wife because we have a tracker app on his collar, and she wasn't reachable. So I was running to all the hot spots when we go on our walks, like where he would maybe be. And I was freaking out. And at the same time, I'm getting a call from a mobile groomer that was expected to be here. And I could see them parked down at the end of the street. They were early, and they were just waiting for the time. And so I'm like running around the neighborhood looking for my dog, who was locked up in the garage the whole time. So that the whole experience took about 45 minutes to an hour. It was like 100 degrees that day. I was so hot and dying from my running all over the place, super out of shape. This was long before the rower. And so I run out in the garage to go grab a drink because our fridge with all of our canned water and stuff was out there, and Drex was right there. I was like, dude, like I almost started crying because I was already almost like, I felt so bad. Like I lost my dog. Like how can I, but anyways, fun stuff. But yeah, he's fun, but like we don't even go to the dog park anymore because of how he acts. And with his recall being kind of crummy too, like I'm about to show you a video of our beach trip. He's got a long lead, a 50-foot long lead on him that we usually hold it, but when the beach is clear of people, we will often let it go. So he's got the lead chasing behind him, which makes it easier to like jump on or pounce on, because you try to catch him, he is fast and he can dodge it. I mean, when he wants to move and shake, he can move and shake. Oh, snap, Teflon with a gift of membership. Boy, I need to this computer is... Okay, good. I was going to say, it looks like my drivers need to be updated for my video card. It keeps doing weird stuff. Swaggerman, what is up? Gifted... Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. I told y'all. Well, we made it 44 minutes, 33 minutes. If I can read. Logan also gifted membership via Teflon. All right. All right, so I'll wait for this next one because I know he's going to drop one more to claim his leaderboard here. 3, 2, 1. There it is. I knew it. And James, all right. That's cool. Looks like a little Ninja Turtle profile pic. All right, coast trip. We went to my mom's. Now, before I'm going to sort of narrate part of this, there is some video with some audio for part of it as well, so I'll shut up for that. But ultimately, I decided to... You guys have seen pictures in the past of the upstairs where we hang out, watch TV with a pool table, the big deck up top, but I'd never really taken pictures of downstairs. It recently got remodeled. Currently, there's a ping pong table, a dartboard, a full bar, and then what else is there? There's a TV and just some open floor space, which leads to our apartment, which we stay in when we go there. So a separate room. It's got its own bathroom. It's got its own little mini kitchen. It's like a hotel apartment, right? It's got like a microwave and a little tiny mini fridge and a little bar counter, like a countertop bar, like an island, if you will. The bar is right next door, and I'll show that to you too. The only problem, and I was telling the wife this last night, the only problem with this video, beyond it maybe just sucking, is that I took photos that represent and sort of like gives you a feel of our trip, but I took them in sort of an awkward order because like we got there Friday night and I didn't take a picture. This picture right here, that should have been Friday night, but that was actually taken Saturday. So that's Saturday. So the sky is very different than it was Friday, right? And then Sunday was even worse, or it rained all day. So like, even though like, Friday and Saturday, most beautiful days, I got some amazing photos, amazing video, but it was also really crappy on Sunday. So the mix together, it's kind of funny because like it's really nice on when I get there. But anyways, here we go. So this is Mom's place. This is in Salishan, Oregon. There's actually a resort. It's a gated community called Salishan, and my mom lives in there, sort of towards the top. The ocean, you can kind of see it in the bottom left there. This is a view out of her backyard. This is the lower backyard area. And that's a golf course down below leading all the way over to the coast itself. Now, of course, didn't take long for Drex and Roxy to go ahead and get into a tug of war match. And they genuinely just love each other. Here's the downstairs, though. You can see that's the ping pong table, a weight set. That's right. That's the other thing that was in there. And the full bar is actually right behind us. So I just literally turned around. If you look really carefully, you can actually see my hand with a phone below the cavatier. This is the bedroom that's right on the other side. I took this photo mid-Sunday morning, so it was pretty trashed. We'd drank all of our drinks and moved everything around. This is actually the view out my back window, so sort of similar to the one that I showed you a minute ago, but you could tell that's still the same golf course, just a little bit of a funnier angle. Mom has a little bit of a spa here too. It's one of those swimming pools that provides resistance so you can sort of swim and do stuff. And oh, audio! I'll shut up now. Not really. Basically, this is the private beach. We call this the Spit because it's it's got like a long, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's pretty cool. And Roxy with her frisbee. And that's wifey right there. It was really nice, but it was really windy. I would say temperature outside was probably about 45 to 48 degrees. But the wind was coming in at like probably 20 miles an hour. So, I mean, it was blowing. There you can see right there, Drex has his lead on him, but no one is holding it. And they're just... Look how happy he is. You can just see his smile on his face. Roxy wanted to show off some of her catching skills, so that's my stepdad, Sean, right there. Yeet. There were so many other good ones that I missed, unfortunately. But look how happy she is. So proud right there. And of course, it wouldn't be a trip to the beach without Drexler trying to find some buried treasure. I mean, sometimes this dude will dig. I mean, like, I don't know how he even walked out of this place, because after all the running and jumping and doing everything, it was crazy. What up, Zen? I see you sneaking in. Roxy shows up and tries to rain on his parade here in a hot second. Yeah. Look at him just go. He's certain there's something in there. I don't know what he's looking for, but it happens often. And there's the R-Dog. Yeah, we often call her the R-Dog because we should say Roxy around Drex. He gets really excited. All right, so Wifey was actually hunting for agates. There was some really cool rocks because the tide was out pretty far. There's Mom, Sean, me, and Jilly Bean. You can see I got my shocks on. It's hard to tell, but I do have them on. You can wear sunglasses, glasses, and whatever. You can see the beach. I mean, look what kind of a day it was. Again, it was just beautiful. A little bit on the cold side. You can see the storm moving in, though. Look at all them clouds. And the fun photo right there, I actually used AI to remove the wife out of that little lower right image there. Oh, Josh with a gifted membership. Let's go. But yeah, so that was our trip to Salishan Beach in Oregon this last weekend. Remember I told y'all I was going to take a weekend off and go to the coast when I wasn't playing Lego, so that's what we opted to do. But yeah, so, you know, I often talk down on AI and the technology we have available to us now. And a lot of it's due to Teflon with a gifted membership. Oh, nice. Zen Plays just showed up. Zen Plays just got a gifted membership. That's awesome. I love it when that happens like that. What's the game? You're in it right now, sir. Anyways, the AI scares me. With the deep fake technology, being able to take video of like a person's face and then like, it's like swapping faces, right? Swapping bodies, swapping all sorts of things. There have been all sorts of falsified videos that have already come out from this stuff. Teflon with another gifted membership. It's been in Photoshop and other Adobe products that I use for a while now, and I have not used it. But I see all these videos of how easy and cool and fun it is, and all these quick, you know, thumbnails and things that are being created. And I, you know, I've played with it once or twice. I did not have the luck that I saw previously. So I had this photo, that very last shot there of Drex on the beach. It was perfect, right? Wife was standing in the bottom right-hand corner, and right as I got the shot framed and I hit go, she had bent over to grab Drex's leash. And so it was kind of like a butt shot, right? And I knew she wasn't gonna, but I really wanted that photo. So I pulled it into Photoshop. Josh with another gifted membership. Looks like we got RX Sloth and Vekija. Hopefully I said that even remotely close. And so what I did was, instead of using the clone tool, which historically I've been pretty good about removing things, but I used the lasso tool and I put a halo around, and then I went to generative AI and I said, or generate AI, and I said, remove person, replace with water. And I hit the button and it took like 7 seconds. And it was amazing. I was like, I didn't have to make any revisions or edits or changes. Like, it was perfect just the way it was. And so I was like really excited that I didn't have to spend the next 15 to 20 minutes using the clone tool, getting rid of the wife, just for something simple like that. So I've got a little thinking to do on the AI stuff now. Teflon with a gifted membership. McNick was the gifter receiver this time. Yeah, so I'm still a little bit worried that Skynet's going to take over the world. But, you know, using AI for healthy, positive photo manipulations is okay in my book. But I don't like the way that it's going the other route. Like, this last week, there were multiple leaks of, like, famous people that were apparently doing naughty things in videos. And so far, all of them have been debunked and that they were all deep fakes. But and at this point, if something got out about me and I didn't want people, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's a deep fake. I mean, I would say that too, right? But I mean, so far it seems like that's been a thing. So speaking of a thing, every Sunday for, I don't know, the last couple years, most Sundays, I should say, I've been streaming Lego games that we've already covered in guide form, sort of reliving the nostalgia. I've been going back. At first, it was just, which game do you want me to play? Which game do I want to play? And then it kind of became like a process of which, like, let's go back to the earliest Lego games we covered, and let's start playing some of those again, because it's been 8, 10, well, you know, however many years. Now we're over 11 years in most cases. So we have a vote going right now. If you have not checked it out, please do. This was taken midday yesterday, and so it's fairly accurate in how many votes. I mean, 200,000 subscribers and 1.3, so 1,300 votes. Where are all my people at, man? Get some votes in. Even if it means I gotta play Lego The Hobbit. I just want to get this sorted. I will likely keep this up till Friday. If I'm busy Friday or I forget, it'll come down Saturday. But it looks like right now that I'll be playing Lego Pirates starting this Sunday. So if you have been following along with the Lego replays, Sunday will kick off with what looks to be Lego Pirates, which was one of my more, like, I love the movies. Like, those movies are great. Like, I love those movies. getting to see them in Lego form is so much fun. So I'm excited to go ahead and replay. Oh, snap, Josh with a 5-piece. Let's go. We got Nick Wolf. We got Tobias. We got Prince. We got Mickey K. We got Aiden. Big shout out to Josh. Boy, that's 13 new members we've had so far today. That's chugging right along. Appreciate that, you guys. I know that Teflon loves to claim to be the donation king, and nobody will take him off his his pedestal. And look, there he goes with another one, a singlet. And Dobin was gifted. All right, Josh laying the smackdown. Is that what's happening? Smackdown would be like, I don't listen. I'm in no way suggesting this, but the smackdown would be the 50 piece. If somebody dropped a 50, it would be like a mic drop. Oh snap, it's another dono. Energy Jinx. All right, wait a minute. Okay, that's funny. It showed mine before it showed yours. What? Whoa, YouTube is being really wonky on mine, like super low end quality right now. I'm sending out quality signal, but Teflon with another gifted membership. Blackwing Gaming. All right, how do I record from a console? I use third-party devices made by Elgato. There's multiple ones out there. You just have to look and see what your needs are. Do you need the new 4K one, or would the older one be okay for you? Some of them are internal PC stuff. Some of them are just plug into a laptop or, you know, whatever. So Elgato is the company that I use. I've had my ups and downs with them over the years, but I still feel like they're the premium place to shop for your streaming needs. They have the Stream Deck as well with buttons. So like when I take this on and off, like I'm doing that via a Stream Deck button made by Elgato. When I show you this beautiful picture of this Golf R that I've been drooling over for way too long, that's actually via a button press from a Stream Deck made by Elgato. Oh no, Teflon with another gifted membership. 2 of them. We got Jordan and These Nuts. Do you like how the old Snoop Dogg? I pulled the old Snoop Dogg. Speaking of Golf R though, well, I got that up. I'm really struggling right now, you guys. So the 8th generation, or the Mark 8 Golf R, is what I really want to buy. Wife is fairly supportive in the whole task of getting it. It is a pretty expensive car, and the Mark 8 started in 2022. So they're really new, very minimal used ones available. And if they are, they're very low miles. And so anyways, there's one available right now that's blue, and I've been watching it for a while. It's here in Oregon. It's a little bit of a drive, about a 2-hour drive. But they've been dropping the price. So like the used ones have been selling with like 8 to 10,000 miles on them for the same price as a brand new one. And the brand new ones have been selling from anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 over the actual MSRP. So Volkswagen says this is how much the car is worth, but the market, because of how rare they are and how few of them are available for purchasing, the market is dictating that they're worth $5,000 to $10,000 more right off the gate. So a used one is usually fetching MSRP, but this one has dropped down quite a bit below. It's like $6,000 below MSRP. It's got 8,000 miles on it, but it's blue. I really like the blue, but I really want the white. So wife was telling me last night, just wait. I know it's not what you want to do, but just wait. And as it sits, my friend has a pretty nice Volkswagen that he's been building on for a while. And as long as I'm faster than him, I'm content with driving my current GTI. But ultimately, I really want to get that Golf R. So, all right. Really quick, for those of you who are new to the game breaks and stuff, you might also not know that we do have HTG merch. This is a quick peek of our site. It has not changed. It's been up for like a year, and I think we've added like 1 or 2 products since our original launch, like the buff turtle and stuff like that. But definitely check it out. We got stickers, we got beanies, we got hoodies, we got long sleeve, we got zip ups, we got all sorts of stuff. So definitely, if you're interested in, let's see, wait a minute, why can't I? This is weird. There we go. No. That's not what I wanted. Where is it at? It's not letting me interact with the page. Oh, you know why? Because it's locked. That is why. Where are you at? All right. Yeah, okay. So, boy, that takes way too long. So there we go. We got t-shirts, hooded zip ups. We got stickers. We got all sorts of stuff. We got koozies. You name it, we got it. And if we don't got it, you can request it. Yeah, so definitely cool stuff. Would love to see you guys sporting some HTG merch. A long time ago, we used to have like a Thumbie around the world kind of a thing where we would, post people's pictures of like stickers. We were doing the giveaway too. So like a lot of them were just people who had won the giveaway versus people who had bought stuff. People were putting them on their license plates or on their cars or whatever, and they were taking pictures of it. So we were seeing stuff from like Mexico and New Zealand and like all around the world, which was like super cool. I'd love to get back to something like that. Let's see here. MOH, what up? Make a playlist for the only free missions. Whoa, only the free missions? I'm not sure I get the question there. The free missions? You mean the free play, free roam, the ones that are not DLC paid? Like I don't know. Free play. Technically, there's no need for a playlist just for those. You can just find our playlist and go to the free play. I would always look for a preparing for free play, and then just start from there, and you got them all. You got them all. I'm pretty sure you can make your own playlists too, right? Like you can take videos and create your own. So if it's something that's really driving you nuts, I mean, feel free to make your own, but we have never had a problem with it being all in one. So, and knowing that you guys can kind of custom create your own seems like a perfect world. Autocorrect, that's where I picked, Josh, where I picked, talking about Lego Lord of the Rings. You say that it's available on PC, and I mostly believe you, but I'm wondering how that's possible because they've lost the rights to sell that game. Let's see here, Steam. You sure you didn't have... Let's see, wait a minute. I shouldn't have done that. I should just load up Steam. You sure you didn't have it purchased from like a long time ago and that you just downloaded it? I mean, maybe you did go buy it. I guess you did just get a PC recently, huh? Or have you always had a PC? I don't. It's on there. I just checked. Okay. I went and bought the Xbox 360 version for my stuff. In fact, I think I told you guys I ended up buying 2 copies on accident because I'm an idiot. However, I found out that I bought 2 different copies. So I did pick up a copy of Lego Pirates in the event that that's going to win, which it's going to. But I got Lego Lord of the Rings. I bought this one a while back. But it turns out I actually have 2 different versions. Now, they don't look like 2 different versions, but if you look carefully, they are. One is the Platinum Hits, and you can see like there's a logo right here, and up here it says Platinum Hits too. And the discs both say it as well. Both of them are NTSC, so they're both local. So they're both good for me to play. But I mean, even the Xbox logos are a little different. One's got gray for the Platinum, or Greatest Hits, whatever they call it. And yeah, so that's the way I got it. And I think I paid like $15 or something like that. So I don't know how much it is on Steam. Might be worth I mean, I'm not a PC gamer for the most part, so that wouldn't have really been a viable option for me anyways. But yeah, they haven't been able to sell it in the consoles for years. And I always thought it was a rights, like a distribution right. So how does the PC version still get... There must be some weird loophole in the contract or something. Hey, they're on, let's see here. It's $4.99. Okay, so that's cheaper than what I paid. Because like I said, I think I paid like $15 free shipping or something like that. And I think one was 15. I think one was 19, if I remember correctly. It's because I'm trying to get the platinum trophy. Well, yeah, our full playlist won't stop you from getting the platinum trophy. If anything, it's actually going to guide you through. Like if I did just free play, you'd likely miss some of the other stuff in between. Because like sometimes, depending on the series, I'll do like free play 1, free play 2, free play 3, and then I'll do like trophy, right? And sometimes there's stud accumulation and things that happen there. So I always try to document everything that I do. So I don't usually go farm studs off stream or off video. I don't usually go and unlock characters or anything. Like that's not how I like to make sure that every step I take is documented. And if it's not, I'm always very honest about it. Like, hey, I needed 10,000 studs, and I didn't think you guys wanted to see me farm 10,000 studs, so I went and farmed those to make sure that I could buy this next character that we're going to buy. So, and then I'll usually tell you too, like, oh, there's a purple stud right here. Just go get this, and then I'll solve your 10,000. If you need more, go here. So I usually try to tell all that stuff, but I always try to include everything. And again, if you're feeling like you need a playlist just for the free play, I would select those videos and make your own playlist out of them. That's the easiest solution. Let's see here. Got mine on Facebook Marketplace. Nice. I put a picture of Lord of the Rings on PC on your Discord. Oh boy. Did you know? I don't see anything. I don't have any messages from you. I don't have any messages from the main chat either. It's okay. I believe you now. Yeah, hopefully you'll get it all sorted there, MOH. All right, next up, let's talk about the current stream schedule right now. So right now we've got Pacific Drive on Mondays. A fun sort of survival game that was confusing the crap out of me, and I almost quit playing it about 15 minutes in. I'm glad I didn't, though. It was actually pretty fun, and now that I know the kind of the how the game is expecting the player to read and follow and do stuff, I should be able to continue. Now, whether I'll be able to get platinum, whether you guys want to see me continue playing that, I don't know. I know that Paige and a couple of other people definitely said they enjoyed watching it. So, as long as it does okay and you guys aren't hating on it, then I'll probably continue to play that on Monday. I do have plans to bring back Power Wash Simulator after Pacific Drive is done. So just know that we do have a Monday replacement, and that's what it is. It'll be mostly clean Mondays coming back. And there's a possibility, this has not yet been confirmed, but I'll share this idea with you. There's a possibility that I might do the DLC over a stream or two. Now, Chacho has stated that the new DLC is very large. It's very lengthy. It could take quite a while. Now, I don't know how many levels there are. I'll likely try to do some research to find out what the estimated time to play that will be. And I'll figure out if I'm going to do one stream that goes long, maybe like 5-6 hours, or if I'm going to do two streams at, 3 hours, or if it's going to be two streams at 4 hours each at 8 hours. I'll try to figure out how long it's going to take me to do that and sort that out. Now, once that is complete and I have all the trophies done, there is talk that I might start all over on Power Wash Sim and play the PS4 version to get all the trophies again, but this time do it cooperatively with Tude. Mr. Tude Loco! Your Super 3-stream nozzle might speed up the process. Chacho's got to have that. Chacho's got to have that. But maybe not. I mean, you got the triple ready shreddy, don't you? Anyways, yeah, and my thought is that it'd be really fun to start all over and work my way through with Tude. Like, Tude always brings like a funny dynamic to any game that we play. Whether it's mocking me for things I say or do, or whether he's just bringing some sort of new twist or thought to the process. Always fun. I don't know if Tude wants to commit to that or not, because that would actually mean he would be slated for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday with the channel. So I know that he's sort of in that spot right now where he is the most available he will be, but I don't know if he wants to spend that all with me. But I know that he's streaming right now too, so that could potentially open up, other stream times and stuff that, other content. Also could bring people to his channel that are watching me that bounce over there. So we'll see how that all works out. He and I are expected to talk here after stream today, so that's one of the things I want to discuss with him. Tuesdays will continue to be a day off for now, and Wednesdays will continue to be Suicide Squad. We got I'm guessing at least 2 more weeks, because if we get through the story this next week, we will likely have a handful of collectibles to grab at the very least. Now, at that point, we'll have to decide, are we going to continue playing through in the end game mode to get the points for the characters and try to platinum it on stream? I mean, it just depends. I mean, if it's going to end up dragging out to be like 20 episodes to do that, we'll probably move on from it and slide something else in there. At this very current moment, I do not have a Wednesday game planned to replace Suicide Squad, but you guys know I'm pretty good at listening to your feedback, suggestions, or just pulling a whammy and, just surprising you with something totally random. Thursdays will continue to be my day off. That's usually my day that I work for the other stuff because I do web and graphic design. So, when I, like, for example, Liquid Loud and the golf course both expect Thursdays to be my work days. In fact, I've got an email waiting for me I need to attend to for the golf course this morning. So I'll have to tend to that later. But Thursdays will continue to be like my project day for outside HTG stuff. Friday is going to be an Apex or Fortnite swing. Each week will potentially be one or the other. I don't think we'll ever see a day where I play them both in one stream. I just don't really like the concept of like bait and switch or whatever. Like, here's a thumbnail for Apex, but I'm going to play Fortnite. Or here's a Fortnite thumbnail, but I'm going to play Apex. Or, whatever. So usually I split things up. But this week it looks to be Apex yet again. And then I think next week will probably be... and Zen, you're yelling at me, but you're either way behind or you didn't listen. We already talked about Pacific Drive. It is a survival game with a car. It's been pretty fun. We already have a stream up. If you want to see it, great. But yelling at me in all caps is not going to change anything other than just go back, listen again, or go check the video out. It's a fun game. It's very new. It came out like a week ago. Anyways, and then, Saturday is my day. I try to spend as much time with the family as possible on their days off. And usually, wifey's home. Reese actually has been having school on Saturday, so I don't get to see him as much on Saturdays. But he's also at that age where he doesn't really want to spend a whole lot of time with his parents anyway. So Saturdays is more or less wifey and I day. It'll soon be kayaking day, as we'll be doing a lot of kayaking and adventuring. And then, as you can see there, I've already got Sunday slotted for the winner, or at least the current winner right now, which happens to be the Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, so that's what we're looking at right now. I'm pretty stoked about this lineup. I know that not everybody loves Apex, not everybody loves Fortnite, so having it kind of switch back and forth, I think is fun. Let's see here. Trophy guide for Warhammer says 5 hours. Okay, that was very helpful, Dragon. I appreciate that. So it'll likely be, I'll probably go like, 2.5, 3 hours on the first one, and then probably spend the last, like the stream will probably be the next stream will probably be like the whole final level. And then, yeah, we'll decide what we're going to do after that. And I like I said, I think we'll likely sneak Tood in there. But hey, what up, Foxy? Welcome to the stream. All right, so agenda-wise, let's see here. Coast trip, check. Stream schedule, check. Drex barking, check. Can you guys hear that? Somebody's here. Somebody's delivering something. I don't seem to have any emails saying like your cleans have been delivered or any of that. He's going nuts down there. Let's see here. The road can't be used on the deal. Wait, what? The red triple can't be used on the DLC. Unless they've changed something, anything you've unlocked can be used in the DLCs unless it is like a challenge. The challenges usually you can't, and that applies to all of them too. But I was able to use the red on all of my other DLCs. So unless they've changed something, and you seem to be onto something, so maybe you know something I don't. But oh wait, so no on the DLC, you can't use triple red for this one. Last job, you need a triple red. You do need a triple red. I would love to use a triple red. So wait, I'm confused. Huh? I'll have to read up on that. Either way, we'll get it done, right? I mean, if it takes 5 hours to do the whole thing without it, then it's still going to take 5 hours to do without it. Let's see here. Yeah, and Kirsten, are you streaming tonight? Would I ever play the Arkham trilogy? I own them all. Brad, B-Rad, that is, talked me into buying them a while back. And then it was actually really funny. So this is a fun story. Brad and I were talking one day, and I think we were even on stream. And he was like, hey, I know you never played the Arkham games. They're on sale right now. You should totally buy them. And I remember being like, being like, Brad suggesting something? Absolutely not. There's no way I'll ever play those, dude. I don't want to play them. You know, I like gave him some speech, right? And then he was like, but $5 or something, right? It was like such a good deal. I was like, oh, really? It's only for all of them? I was like, oh, whatever it was, he talked me into buying it. Oh, no, 10 with a $2 super chat. Champion says, congrats on the 200. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So, whatever the price was, I felt like, you know what, I'll just go ahead and buy it. So I bought it, and then like fast forward to like 2 days later, the next stream or something like that, and like he shows up and he's like, hey, did you ever buy those? And I was like, actually I did. And he was like, oh, bummer. And like, I don't remember exactly what he said, but it was like almost the exact opposite campaign from the day or two before. And he was like, well, I was going to tell you not to buy them because the platinum trophies are really grindy and some of those collectibles are really hard and da-da-da. Like, and he had like all this list of stuff that why I shouldn't get them and why I shouldn't play them. I'm like, bro, why did you tell me that the other day before I bought them? So after that, I wasn't really sure. And boy, my computer is wigging out right now. It keeps flashing on me. It's a video card issue for sure. And my 3070, I don't know if it's dirty or what. It's a 3070. It's a pretty decent video card. It's having a hard time with my, like in Photoshop, for example. So let's say I have like a picture. Like, let's say I have a picture of like the coast, right? It's like the beach. And like, let's say I want to put a logo over the top of it that says Happy Thumbs Gaming. And I grab that logo and I drag it across, right? The path that I drag it across, like 1 out of 10 times, it'll like appear as though I've erased the layer below it. So the beach shot will have like this drag mark go across it that there's nothing there. And it looks like I've used an eraser to erase that. And then I'll zoom out with my scroll wheel and it'll be there. And I'll zoom back in and it'll disappear again. So it's having some draw issues. And like right now it keeps flashing like it'll go like from like 100% color and lit up to like 60%. So like almost halfway, like there's a layer like darkening it over the top, but then there'll be like this weird image that's even darker that almost looks like a Band-Aid. It's got like texture and like holes punched in it and like, but it's never the same shape or same place. So it's not like my TV's going bad. It's a video card display issue. And I noticed at the very beginning when I went live, I noticed it started to do it. I also noticed that my video card does have a driver update. So very possible that I might be able to fix it with that. But it's been an ongoing issue for a while now, for 6 months or so at least. But so to answer your question, Matt, it's possible, but first of all, I don't know where to begin. And the one thing that scares me the most is that I won't mention his name, but you already know who it is. I'm a little worried that someone's going to show up and try to hold my hand. And listen, I like getting help, especially when I'm like, where do I go? I'm in this corner. There's little things. The compass is telling me to go here. I'm here. Where do I go? Like in those situations, I love help from the chat. But like when I'm like loading in and I don't even have control of the character yet, and they're like, all right, as soon as you start, go left, jump here, use the push force. Again, I won't use names on that one either, but y'all know that story too. Nothing but love, but like sometimes the help is not as helpful as they think. Like, for example, like if I don't have an attribute or a skill or a weapon yet, and they're like, just use the weapon or just use like, so anyways, and yes, Zen, I've had a PS5 since launch, long time. In fact, I'm actually surprised it's still alive. I've used it a lot, and it's been on a tremendous amount of time when I'm not using it too, because I forgot to turn it off or because I'm charging my headset and the stupid thing. So my PS5 is one of the batches that it was broken from launch. they never were able to fix this. Kirsten has tried to help me with this countless times. People thought I was crazy, thought I was lying to them, thought I was missing a step. I think Raised has jumped in and tried to help before too. BHU, my buddy from Canada, also tried to help me. But what's broken about it is that the thing will not send power to the USBs while it's in rest mode. So historically, PlayStations have always had the ability to charge your headset, your controller, or whatever when the thing is in rest mode. When it's off, I don't think it has any power going through it, and it probably shouldn't. But when it's in rest mode, it's still sort of like half awake, and it's always allowed power to channel through. Now, when they launched, there was an issue, and actually people's PlayStations were like breaking completely due to some connected error to this. So I've always been like, oh no, I'm going to be the next one to have a bricked PS5. But it hasn't happened yet. But I mean, I've tried, I'm current on all updates. I've tried checking boxes, checking off boxes. I've tried like all these different things. I've tried the front port. I've tried the back port. I've tried all the ports. None of the ports work. And you know, I've got all the stuff. So like Kirsten and I have gone through all the settings she has. Does not work for me, but works for her. Boo and I have gone through all this. It works for him, not for me. You know, Gray and Tude both laugh at me. Crappy Astros, because they think it's my headset. It has nothing to do with the headset. Anything. No power at all through any of those USBs. And I really don't know why. But at some point soon, they're going to be, I mean, there's a lot of talk that the PS5 Pro will be dropping June, July-ish is kind of the expected window. And you all know I'll be buying one. I still got my PS4 Pro over there and my PS4 over there. So I'll definitely have, wait, that's PS3. Where is my PS4? Xbox One, 64, PS3, Series X, Switch, PS5. Where is my PS4? My PS4 Pro is right there. I can see it. It's not hooked up, but it's right there. I wonder where my regular PS4 is. Now you got me thinking. Hey, speaking of thinking, I want to do some thinking real quick. Every month, we always give a shout out to our Patreon supporters. These are people that have supported us over at patreon.com/happythumbsgaming. Somewhere where I used to be really active and we were doing different things. We had different tiers for different stuffs, and we still technically have them, but like the Facebook group that we had for that, it just died. Like, and to be honest with you, it got really tedious posting stuff to myself. So I quit posting there. But ultimately, these people still showing support at $5 or more. Therefore, they get the old Thumby visual shout out here. We got all these people that are at $5 and up. And historically, the Patreon supporters have been wildly helpful in us securing things like, you know, my chair was a purchase. It took me a couple of months, but I've had some pretty generous donations over the years too. In fact, for a handful of months, we had multiple donors at 50. We had 2 at 100. So, I mean, there were a few months where Patreon was like bringing in like more money than I would make on YouTube. And, so like, it's definitely been good, but you know, it's sort of slowed down the reactions to people, or the interactions from people, like came to a halt on both patreon.com and over at the Facebook page for the Patreon supporters. So, I just kind of told them, hey, I'm going to keep posting. I'm here if you need me. You know, I'm happy to help when I can, but we haven't been doing a whole lot there. And every year, like November, December, I'm always like, well, January's coming up. I might go ahead and cancel the Patreon, but then it just never happens. It's work. So anyways, PS4 Pro, pool table room. All right. So, regarding the Patreon supporters too, we also have some at the $10 tier and up. And although this list is much shorter than it used to be, it still needs to be hollered out. So these guys actually get a verbal shout out here. And at the top of the list, you know him well. He's been one of our longest term supporters out there. He goes by Dougie Fresh. That's right, HTG Doug. Much love, broski. Appreciate you. And yeah, well, I keep saying we need to get you back in and get you going on something, but As per usual, our time difference is kind of complication, and as you know, the real life stuff too, right? You got a kid, got married, and yeah, that stuff's keeping him busy. On that note, still appreciate your support, broski. Next up, we got Michael Cosberg. Thank you so much, Michael, for your continued support. Much love, much love. I'm sure you'll watch this later in the day, as you usually do. And I always like say something like, you know, comment Skinamarink or something like that, and I'll get a comment Skinamarink. So like I'm sure I'll get one of those later, and I appreciate that. It always lets me know that you watched it all the way through. So nothing but love, nothing but love. Last but not least, at the $10 and up, we got Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie, for your love and support. It's been there for a long time, and it has not gone unnoticed. So I'd love to see you on stream sometime. Drop in, say hey. And if the stream schedule doesn't work, then, you know, you could always drop me a line on the emails or even a comment wherever. Whoa, there's some crazy stuff. Emails, unsolicited emails, get out of here. Knowing my luck, you know, I always see like streamers like, and this would never happen to me because I'm not an idiot, but like streamers will have like stuff they don't want, like a tab open for something they don't want, or they'll start typing something, right? They'll like type in whatever, suggesting some sort of Google search or whatever, and then Google search will suggest something really naughty or something they didn't, maybe not even naughty, just something they didn't want people to see. That'll never happen to me. I don't do that kind of stuff. I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. Anyways, so I've literally gotten all the way through my oh, but what I was gonna say is I'll have one of those situations where I look at an email and the reflection off my glasses can be picked up to see what it is, right? No, again, I'm good. Just now started trying to get platinum at Lego City Undercover from like 3 trophies. With your guys' guide. Nice. Yeah, we've got lots. If you don't already have this bookmarked, I know you weren't thrilled about the playlist having story, free play, and free roam in it, but whoops, we've got a Kevin G. What up, dude? We've got a cheat sheet. Wait, that's not right. What the crap is that? What video is this? Oh, it's a 100K montage. Here I am thinking I've just posted a link to something I didn't want you to see too. That's not it. So I copied, that's funny. I copied a link on this computer and then went to paste it on the other computer. So it's no wonder it didn't work. Boom. All right. So that's a YouTube playlist cheat sheet. So that has all of our Lego YouTube playlists in one place, all alphabetical. So if you're looking for Lego Batman, boom, it's right there. You're looking for Lego Marvel Super, boom, it's right there. You're looking for Lego Star Wars, boom, it's right there. Which one? They're all there. So definitely check that out if you're, you know, looking ahead and wanting to get some views in, to get some trophies and achievements and stuffs. Appreciate the love there, Denise. I don't know if anyone is interested, but Aquaman 2 is on HBO Max. Yeah, I saw that the other day. I haven't watched it yet. Aquaman historically is good. I like Jason Momoa. There's a lot of controversy around that movie due to some of the actors, but that doesn't bother me. I mean, obviously, I'm not always a fan of everybody's personal life, but that doesn't mean I don't appreciate their ability to act. Like Tom Cruise. Not really a big fan of Tom Cruise in real life, but I'm not really a hater of Tom Cruise in real life either. But like, there's some mixed things there, right? But his acting, love his movies. Love his movies. I missed Sly's out there too. What up, Sly Panda? Did I miss anybody else? Nice. Well, Dragon, glad I could provide it for you. Really want a new Lego game as well. So you'll be watching the new, okay. Yeah, we, here's a fun story for you. So, for a while now, I've been interested and curious in watching, The Expanse. There's a few shows on Prime, actually, that I've been interested in, but I haven't made any effort. If I'm being honest, historically, I really despise the way the Amazon Prime Video app is. Amazon Prime is great. Like, I have no problem. I get it every year. We use their service. We get lots of free Prime shipping and all that, right? But the service for movies and shows has been frustrating for me because of the fact that I'll like look something up, right? And I'll be like, oh, is this show on there? And it'll be like, yeah, it is. And I'll go there and it'll be like, $25, please. And I'm like, but I pay for Prime. Why do I have to pay? I'm already paying for Prime, but it's making me pay. So like, I've always had a hard time deciphering like which content is free, which content is not. And even when you look at like the actual list of stuff, and I find this true on Apple TV as well. There will be a ton of stuff that's like, it's like they sell advertising space to other entities, HBO or whatever. And so like you'll have like, because you watched, right? And it'll show like a handful of things related to whatever you watch. Futurama, right? So they'll put Simpsons or something. But it doesn't always mean that, and then the next one will be like, blockbuster movies, right? But every one of those movies you got to pay for. I want to see the content that I have access to. And that's always been a problem for me on that platform. So I historically don't watch much stuff there. But The Expanse is something that I always have wanted to watch. And when we went to the coast, we were talking shows with my mom and her husband. And he was like, oh, you got to watch Halo. And I was like, eh. And he's like, no, Halo. And I was like, I'm not a big fan of the franchise. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad show, but I'm not drawn to it. Like if there was a SOCOM series, I would probably be the first one to watch it. But Halo, I don't know. I'm sort of turned off isn't the word, but like repelled almost. I don't know. It doesn't. And a lot of hates come from that too. And I don't know if it's from the diehards or from the casuals, but so anyways, then he's like, ooh, if you won't watch Halo, you gotta watch The Expanse. And I was like, actually, that's one that we've talked about watching quite a bit. We just never made it to it. Every time we jump into a new show, we don't think of that. It just, I never think of Prime. We never look at Prime for anything. So last night I was like, hey, we need to start a new show. Let's start The Expanse. And she was like, all right, cool. So we fired it up and we started watching it. And we watched 2.5 episodes. And then Reese hollered up. Something happened. We paused it. And when we came back, we were like, let's watch something else. It's getting pretty late. I don't want to be like trying to learn and follow all the storyline. And then my wife realized that we were still going to be up for a while. So she's like, let's go back and finish that episode. There's only like 20 minutes left of it anyways. So I go back to watch it and I'm like, wait a minute. And let me back up a little bit too. So we start watching it and like immediately there's action and I'm like, oh, this is cool. The visuals are great. There's like a whole bunch of storyline and I'm like trying to catch up like, okay, so there's these guys and there's these guys and are these other guys another faction or what's going on with all this? Like trying to figure all this stuff out. And I almost at one point went to the wife and said, man, this is like really hard to follow. Right. And I didn't say anything. And so when I load it back up, I'm like, wait a minute. Does that say what the crap? And wife goes, what? And she looks over, she goes, oh, you're kidding me. And I was like, I don't know how that happened. We started watching season 2. So we skipped right over season 1 somehow. And all I did was go to The Expanse. I searched Expanse, right? And I hit play show when it popped up. And it just played. But it started us from season 2. So we watched 2.5 episodes. We watched like basically 2 hours of this show and season 2. So I look at the wife and I go, it's late. Do you want to start the new one? She goes, well, we have to now. So we went back to season 1, episode 1, and we watched the first episode. And, it was so much more informative. Like, characters that we had already been introduced to in season 2 were in season 1, but there were some big changes too. Like there was a couple in season 2 that clearly wasn't a couple yet. And so like, we're like, oh, come on. So we kind of like ruined some stuff for ourselves already. But again, not to hate, it's probably a user error. Like I often will admit that it could be so. But when I search Expanse, like I literally went to search and The Expanse, and then I clicked on the icon and it loaded up, and then I hit play. Nobody has ever watched this show in the house. So what was even weirder too, one thing I didn't tell you guys, when we went back to season 1, episode 1, I hit play and I was like, finally, we're going to be good. It was at like the 36-minute mark of a 45-minute or whatever. However, what? Why was it starting? Like, it does not want us to know how the show starts. Like, and again, user error, probably. But, or was it, right? Like, or was it? So, anyways, funny story. I feel like a moron, but at least you're laughing at my expense. So, let's see what's going on there. Halo, the first season to me was very hokey. I have not watched the second. So, some things that stood out about Halo and the negative reviews were, first of all, and I do not know much of the lore. Like, I know the games and like the weapons and some of that stuff from over the years, but I like the Hogwart? Isn't that what they call the? Is that maybe not? Maybe not. I'm having second thoughts about the vehicle, the all terrain, like what is the Hogwart? The machine gun on the back? Maybe. Warthog, Hogwart, Warthog, something like that. Warthog. Anyways, one of the things I've heard that people really hated was Master Chief taking his helmet off. Now, I don't know in the game, does he ever take his helmet off? I don't think he does. And I think that's a big deal for people. Now, I don't really know. I don't think that would be a deal breaker for me because I could care less about the Halo lore, really. But you know, there's like a lot of things. I also heard that there's like a pretty gratuitous sensual scene, but it's also like the first time sensual scene. Like, and that there's like, I just feel like I already have too much information and I haven't even seen the show. You know, again, not necessarily deal breaker. I'm not scared of like a sensual scene or whatever, but I mean, it from what I have heard, it felt very forced and unneeded. So, but maybe there's storyline that'll capture, or maybe it's finally came back around or something. I don't know. I'm not like anti Halo. Like, I'm not going to sit here and go, I'm never going to watch that show because I don't like Halo. I'll probably end up watching it at some point. We're going to watch The Expanse first. There's 6 seasons of that. So we'll definitely be busy for a while because they're like 45-minute episodes. But I like the cast. Like, Thomas Zane's in it. He's a funny dude. I just got the weird Band-Aid flicker again. You know, there's a handful of people. There's a lot of people. My wife and I were like, oh, we know them. Oh, we know. Oh, he's in this too. Oh, that's the guy from Lost. That's the Dharma Initiative scientist. Like, we're going through all these different, like, there's a lot of people in it. It's good. One of my favorite characters, there's a movie called Road Trip, which stars Breckin Meyer and Tom Green and the other two, I don't know their names, but DJ Qualls is another one of them. But the other guy, I don't know the fourth guy's name. What was his name in the movie? Anyways, he's hilarious in that movie. I really loved him, and he's in The Expanse too. I don't know how big his role is because I hadn't seen him in the couple episodes of season 2, but he's definitely been in the first episode of season 1. So I was excited for that. Hey, what up, Jonathan? Literally just found you got stuck on Lego Clone Wars, same mission. Hey, awesome. Thanks for swinging by today. Hey, if you're looking for Lego help in the future, let me just drop this little tidbit. I just pushed it out there a minute ago for some others. What up, Justin? I see you slide in here. We have on our main website, happythumbsgaming.com, we have a cheat sheet, we call it, with all of the YouTube Lego playlists. So if Jonathan, if you're liking the Lego Clone Wars videos, those were actually done by Dougie. The only videos for Lego that were done by somebody other than myself. They're pretty hilarious too, because, you know, Doug never had seen Star Wars, so like his terminology and his understanding of the lore there was really bad. Hilarious, but bad. But yeah, so those are all the other ones, and we've got, you know, Batman 1, Batman 2, Batman 3. We got all the Star Wars. We got, I mean, you name it. The only one we have not covered, and I still get harassed at least once a month about this, is Lego Indy 2. And you know, there's part of me that's like, do it now. I can hear Teflon in the back of my head screaming at me. But also, I've played a little bit of it. I've read a lot about it. It's not what one would call a traditional Lego game. It's probably more in the realm of like Lego Movie 2 or Lego Ninjago Movie, where you know there's mini kits, there's bread bricks, but they're the way you get them, how you unlock them is very different. And for the most part, it's my understanding that I mean there are a couple of ins and outs that would be helpful to know, but the game is you play it, you beat it. I mean. Not to say that we won't ever do a guide on it. I mean, if we get another few weeks out and there's nothing going on, you know, we may revamp a lot of things around here. There's a lot of people that say they'd like to watch me do Lego builds, unboxings, and things like that. I don't know how well they would do. Historically, they haven't been big hitters for us or very, you know. So it's hard to say. Like even like I was talking earlier, we've got this vote going on right now. You know, we've got 200,000 subscribers, you know, and 1.3 of them have voted. It's been up for a week now, and only 1.3 thousand, only 1,300 out of 200,000. I mean, that's like, it's like what, 0.8% or something like that, 0.7%. Like, it's not even a full percent. Like, that's crazy. So it would be nice to, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Lego Indy 2 might get added to the list someday, and if it does, who knows? I mean, my biggest fear right now is that I'll start that series, and like the second day that I upload something, there will be an announcement for a Lego game. I know that does Funko Fusion have a release date yet? I don't know that it does. It says 2024 expected release. Featured dozens of playable characters in Funko Pop. I'm still curious how it's all going to play out and how, you know, if I'll be able to convince Tyler or Doug to write a guide for it and how that'll all go. You know, we're all getting older now. Everybody, like I was mentioning Doug earlier, he's got a lot more stuff on his plate than he used to. You know, Tyler is back and forth. Like sometimes he is so swamped, I can't even get a message out of him. And then there'll be like some short bursts too, where he's got days or weeks to kill because, you know, everything's calmed down or he's off work or he's got vacation time or something. So it's all just like up in the air. Is Lego Worlds good? Lego Worlds is kind of its own game. It's like Minecraft, but like Lego. Which obviously there's Lego Fortnite now too, which is very similar. So Lego Fortnite's probably a more refined, more playable, more appealing version of that type of game. Whereas you have a lot more freedom and creativity though in Lego World. So if you're one of those guys that likes to just build a lot and be creative and you've got lots of time to do stuff, like I mean, like Justin has been working on a Minecraft world for a while. Some of you have seen pictures of like the giant Thumby that he drew in there and stuff. So like there's definitely lots of possibilities in Lego Worlds. But if you like the story driven based stuff where it like for me, I'm creative, but I don't necessarily find myself living in that world a lot. I don't feel like, man, I just can't wait to be creative. Like I have ideas, they come spontaneously and then I move on. So, you know, everybody's got a little different take. Lego Worlds is a very different one, but it's also fun. I had fun with it. Tyler and I had some fun with it, chasing golden dragons and stuff. There is a fair amount of like reliability in the sense of like seeds, like numbers you can punch in that will take you to certain planets that offer certain types of things, different biomes, different characters, whatever. And that's cool because it's not fully willy-nilly, will I ever get it? Like there's some method to the madness there, but it's also wide open and full of creativity. So it's $2 on PS5. Wasn't Worlds free like last month or something? I'm pretty sure Worlds was free last month. Or no, it's on the PS Ultimate, huh? That's what it is. It's on the Ultimate. Brian D, if you have PS Plus Ultimate, then you should have access to it right now for free. I think. What's everybody got going on? Anybody got any big plans for March? February's now over. No leap year babies out there, I'm assuming, because nobody said nothing. Anybody got big plans for March? Any games coming out or anything you want to see? I don't have any lists of anything immediately. Like I'm really looking forward to Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is June 4th. Um, I'm actually really excited to play Helldivers 2, which I own, but I haven't had a crew to play it with yet. And they say it's best to play with people. And I don't want to play with randos because that community has already become toxic. People are booting people for certain loadouts or lacking of loadouts, and it's really confusing. And I don't want to learn it all just to be able to play with randos. So at some point we'll have it figured out. Let's see here. And let's see. All right. Well, guys, I mean, I've almost hit the 2-hour mark, which is pretty amazing. We've had some decent stories, I think, today. Gone through most of the stuff. Got our future schedule planned. Last chance to ask any questions you've been waiting to ask or need to know. And then, of course, tomorrow we'll be back with Apex. So as it sits, Tude will be joining me, and likely Gray. Just kind of we got to figure out what's going on with Gray's schedule, if he works the early shift or late shift. But the plan, the loose plan is that he's going to come and be a part of our stream tomorrow too. So if not, we might do some duos. Who knows? We'll figure it out either way. I know as long as I got the Tude man, we'll be good. Guys, that's going to pretty much do it for me. How much am I gonna? We're wrapping it up right now, Zen Plays. We're in the final stages, the end game of the game break. If you guys have any last minute questions or anything like that, let me know. I'm sorry to hear that, Denise. Yeah, I've yet to ever have any CT scans. I've never broken a bone knowingly. Like, I'm sure I broke this pinky when I was younger. It's like not connected anymore. Like it's like this one, right? I don't know if you guys have ever seen that, but I mean, it's like if you feel it, I mean, it feels like it's dead. Like I can, if I go really hard, and you can see I can get a little bit of a bend in there, but I gotta work it in such a weird way where this hand it just closes up, right? Like there's no anything about it. But other than this guy right here, I don't think I've ever had any like fractures or lots of sprains, maybe some hairline stuff that I never even knew was broken. Had a couple teeth pulled, like wisdoms and stuff. Had a couple bad ones too. So, but beyond that, I've never had like surgeries. I just don't have. I've been really lucky in that regard. Really lucky. 46 years old, never broke a bone. Like how that almost seems impossible. But I know there's some others out there like me too. And you can't say it's not because I haven't been adventurous. I've been in car wrecks. I've fallen out of trees. I've raced. Like I race my car. I've definitely been in situations that could or should have warranted broken bones. But definitely not. I don't know. I guess it's been lucky. All right. So double checking my list here. Yep. I gotta call Aaron now because it's his birthday. I didn't want to call him before, and see how his YouTube channel and all that stuff's going. Because guys, that's gonna go ahead and do it. It looks like there's no questions that are just dying to be asked or needing to be answered. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. I know the game breaks aren't super eventful or whatever, but they're always intimate and cool. We get to kind of chat on a little bit more personable level, and you guys get to see some behind-the-scenes stuff of like what I do and how I do it. So I think that's fun. But anyways, appreciate the love from Josh and Teflon today as they donated a handful of memberships. I had a couple of flexes too. Macaulay with a €2 super chat. And was there another one too? I feel like there was and Teflon with a $2 one too. All right. So much love for all the donos. And Tude, don't go anywhere, dude. I'm gonna message you on Discord in like 2 minutes. You better answer too. I know you've been ignoring me. He's been responding to people in the HTG chat, but he like doesn't ever see. Like I'm pretty sure he muted me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm on mute. Like I'm pretty sure of that. Like I would place a hefty wager on the fact that I am on Tude's mute. He'll deny it, but I'm sure of it. But anyways, guys, much love. Tomorrow, we got Apex. Hope to see you there. If not, we'll see it sooner than later. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and do it, guys. Check out happythumbsgaming.com. If you guys haven't already, that'd be glorious if you did. We got the cheat sheet. We got we got links to the store. We got all sorts of stuff there. That'd be worth your time for sure. We also got social media, but you know, just depends if you're into that or not. As for me, guys, that's going to do it. As always, until next time, see ya.